Okay, this is where we're up to now. So I've got two panels now. Spent a bit of time just doing this additional panel. You're probably going to need some pencil crayons or something. If you haven't got any pencil crayons, you could just use your pencil and you can apply, not colour, but you can apply shading with tone on there. So we're going to apply a finish to this now, so hopefully I keep it under the camera. So I'm not going to do all of it because otherwise again it'll kind of be too long. So I'm just going to go in over, so it's in my greys, so this is my explosion. So I'm trying to, rather than just colouring it in, I'm trying to think about the tone where the light source is coming from. So if I just kind of shade that in. So my light source is coming from this direction, which is from the right. On the left hand side, that means it's going to be darker. So what I'm going to do is press on that a little bit harder. Hopefully this table is like wobbling all over the place. So it might look like there's some kind of earth tremor taking place here. So there you go. So there, got a bit of tone on that one. For the explosion, try and colour blend as well. So don't settle for one colour. So let's say in this instance I'm using orange for part of the explosion, but then obviously I'm looking for other harmonious colours on the colour wheel. So you've got things like red, yellow in those areas. So put my orange down. If I then find a yellow, the tips of it, I'm going to maybe make yellow and blend those in. Try not to wobble the camera here, or phone. And then maybe red. Table bashing against the wall. There we go. So we've got the explosion. Let's say I do the guy here. So this is Matthew Black. So I'm going to give him, let's say he's got dark brown hair. Something like that. Again, he might have a lighter top there. And then it might be much darker in the middle here. So I'm looking for black to get me that tone. Let's say we do his face. So we're going to try and, on this side here, so it's going to be darker on this side. So I'm going to do a bit of colour blending on here. So we'll go around his chin. So on this side of his face, I think when we did the ideas, it was much lighter on one side of his face. And then obviously you've got the nose there, it's going to cast a bit of a shadow. So if I blend that in there, put a bit of colour on this bit, there we go. Just shading that section. Don't forget his neck, otherwise it's going to be floating heads time. So over his nose here, we'll kind of just fade that in his eye socket, there we go. On one side of his nose here, under his chin, like that. And on this side of his forehead. And then with maybe a darker brown, that'll get me that shadow. There we go, just on this side. So you can see how I'm trying to use tone to try and enhance the drawing, and I'm also trying to use colour blending. So I'm not settling for one colour, I'm trying to get it a bit of depth. So just do a bit more before we move on. So let's say the mountains, do a kind of grey on this side, fade them to light, grey on this side, fade them to light. I think we did this in the first initial idea. This side, so the snow, I'll try and use maybe a bit of blue on this side. These are kind of green hills. Try not to make them luminous. So here I'm going to kind of press on hard. They look a bit luminous here. There we go, like that. And then with a darker green, if I can find one. There we go. Getting a bit of pencil stroke there, so I'm just kind of going back over it to try and avoid that pencil stroke. Sometimes you might have to block colour, so particularly with this, you know, the side section. So I wanted the text to stand out. It's an action film, so I might do the background black. So really this is kind of a block colouring, so I'm trying to avoid getting those pencil strokes in there. So I'm trying to lightly go over the top to blend them. If I press on too hard, hopefully this is on the screen, if I press on too hard on here, like that, you know, you kind of get the pencil stroke. So I'm just doing it lightly around the side over here like that. And then when it comes to the text on the inside, because it's an action film, maybe danger, I might want this to be red. But with something like this, I might get a bit of tone on the text. So if I block colour them, so that means they're all the same tone, like that. And then just on the edges, I might just press on a bit harder. If I can't get that with a normal like red, say normal red, I could maybe look for, in your set, you might have a maroon. There's the smallest maroon in the world. I can just press on a bit harder, just around the edges, like that. Okay, so bit by bit you can kind of get an idea. I'm trying to apply tone, and I'm also trying to get colour blending involved to try and make it stand out.